Welcome, everyone, to episode 357 of the Craftverse series. And this is take two. Yeah, I should learn not to record when I first wake up, but, here we are. I had started the recording, went about 15 minutes in, and then went, oh, you can't hear any of the Minecraft audio. That's not good. It's not a Zeko thing without technical difficulties now, is it? It's because I started doing a Poke MMO series and changed up one of my necessary sources. So, yeah. It's fixed. Hopefully you can hear things. Yeah. From what I'm telling, you can hear it. All right, cool. So, we're going to go ahead and showcase some of the off-camera work I've been doing in this area. The area has been flattened out and the path completely finished, as well as the wall. And you might notice I have started a little wall out that way. And there was an extra staircase right here, but that has since been removed. I just didn't like the look of having a roundabout here for seemingly no reason. I might put it back at some point if I can figure out a reason to have it, but I don't know. We'll see. But I did extend slight difference in elevation up here. This goes up to 70, though the incomplete block makes it 69. Don't draw attention to it. And then up here goes up another 5 to 75, and then once we get back over towards Rose Ridge Manor, it goes back up to the 80 that it sits on. And it goes completely through the center of that arch, which means that is the perfect way to segue into a new path that goes out back towards the medieval mansion by Lex. Now, what you might notice is over here, there's like a sunken in house. It's not really sunken in, I built around it. And there's a voice coming from inside. He is permanently trapped in there for the moment. He was one of the ones that was left over. I think he was the leather worker, if I'm not mistaken, because I just don't like leather workers in general being in my trading halls. I don't usually have an abundance of leather. I'm sorry. So, while I was building this, I got to the point of adding in the staircase, and you see that these are all lecterns, right? Well, apparently there was an additional villager that I had not scooped up and stuck into the little trading hall in the Dark Oak house, because he was just over here trying to do his little workstation duties right here on the staircase. So he hath been imprisoned like Harry Potter. He is now underneath the stairwell. I wish I knew how effective and helpful minecarts were at securing villagers, because I would have definitely used those in Season 1 of the Awkward Kingdom. But, you live and you learn. But my plan is to have this extend to certain levels and have a retaining wall right at the curvature. So right over there where it would wrap around that way, we're going to have it jut out towards this direction and have a platform that I can fill in. Probably going to end up going from right here, aiming straight out that way, which will level out this area and leave a bunch of space on this tier, which starts here. And that is coming from over on this side, which is going to be leveled down to 65 and replaced with grass. So I will have builds I'd go out this way. And I might put another stairwell, like an actual staircase, right in here somewhere, leading up into this tier. We'll see. And I'm going to try and make it like a hanging gardens kind of thing, where it's leveled and all kind of connected. But I want to be able to have different heights of builds and not have an issue. Now you see I started doing the mossifying over here, but I did not finish. So I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing with this area exactly until just about now. So I got to level this all the way down and across, which isn't actually that much work. It was a lot of work because down here underneath that cow, basically, there is, or was, a hole that went down to like 30. That took a while to fill in. That's why you might notice some jumps on my days played counter, because it's mostly just landscaping, filling in holes, placing dirt and grass and things I've scavenged from the area. But then there are little bits like this where I have done some actual work, and sorry you haven't been a part of that experience. Let me know in the comments if that's something you really want me to focus more on doing on camera, and that will definitely add a lot more episodes to the series. But I'm thinking I'm going to have some builds wrap around this area here, and maybe have like a bunch of trees in the back 40 separating everything. I don't want to have it be like a little gated community kind of thing, because I don't like putting realistic houses in Minecraft. As you can tell by Rose Ridge Manor and the Dark Oak House, things look a little bit fancy. Well, I suppose those two kind of look realistic, but everything else in the area is kind of, that would not really be needed or possible in IRL. I suppose you could say my statue is possible. It's just not something anybody would want. I'm sure there are a few egos that would be like, yes, I want to see myself in 4K in 4 directions. Ah, the beacons, an ever-present reminder that I have to go underground and do more diggy. So let's actually start doing that so you can see just how intense that process actually is. So we will head up, around, and then down to the base. I would at some point really like to put in a very, very large build. But I need a very, very large amount of empty space for that. And see, this is where we're at currently, and I do have these stuck underneath. Probably empty some of this. Not going to be needing those with what I'm doing. Won't be needing the axe. Just don't really need to go in there, but they're going in there right now. Grab you back when I'm ready to leave. I'll just have to put that over there. Pink. This one stays on me. And then I'll just grab one of these, I believe. There's already some moss down there. Okay, we're going to grab that. Probably 4 for now. And we're going to need a lot of this. Now, the only entrance I currently have to the big area I've been working is over here. Now, I'm not exactly doing this the most efficient way. I'm aware of that. Because the most efficient way is hollowing out the entire center of the area I plan on working, and then flattening it out bit by bit that way. So maybe that's what we end up having to do. Because this is where we're at currently. And if I remove all these floating blocks, which I'm going to have to, I'm going to be creating a problem for myself that I won't be able to see. So we're going to put this here, grab a few of them out. And then we're going to just remove everything. Because we're still in peaceful mode, I don't have to worry about it. Actually, I don't want to have the moss on me. I want to have the torches. Give me the torch. Oop. The night vision will help immensely, and then when I get to the point where I'm ready to start building, I'll need to use some light blocks around the area so I can actually build without things spawning. Okay, pick that up. Torch. Normally, this is the kind of thing you would time-lapse or do on stream. Where did that torch go? Get over here. My torch. Oop, Torchy. Torchy's a good name for a Torchic, actually. Sorry, I'm a little Pokemon coded right now. I've been playing quite a bit of the MMO, just helping people evolve their stuff since I've pretty much finished my run. Just trying to collect my own mons, finish my decks, do all the fun things that get you into the end game. Because even though it is an MMO, there is still an end game thing that you need to play through the entirety of in order to achieve. Alright. Basically a stack of torches. Didn't realize just how big this one small area was. Now, could I go ahead and wrap the entire area with beacons just to fully expand my freedom? Probably. Am I going to do that? No, because that would cause too many holes, cost too many blocks. Then I would also have to math out just how many I would need to have just to not be wasteful. Alright, now this area should be cleansed of torches, floating bits. Nope, just a couple more. Get in my pocket. Literally a full stack of torches. Wow. Forgot how many I placed. Alright. Now, with night vision, we can see, but without it, this is all just going to be pitch black. I'm actually going to take this one back. Won't need those. Put those in there for now. So I'm actually going to do something a bit different than I originally planned. I take this. Still going to keep those. Yeah, okay. Now we're going to go back down the stairwell. I pretty much set myself up for success, and how did I miss you? And you. Rude. Oi. Every time I think I've gotten the last one, discover there's another floating light bulb. Okay, everybody gone? Everybody gone. Good. So now we're going to go down the stairwell, as I mentioned. Bang our head on the ceiling a little bit, because why not? And I'm going to actually go grab the pickaxes, because I think I talked myself into clearing out the center area. That is a 400 by 400 block zone. And I think it's smarter to bone meal everything and do it one layer at a time with some night vision. Because I don't have to worry about spawns, I don't have to worry about light. Yes, I'm leaving it on peaceful until this project is done. You. Coming with me. Get any of these? No. No. Not yet. No. Well, actually, probably should. Just to make sure I'll have enough torches to place while I'm doing it. Now, all of these are the Silk Touch picks, right? I didn't have any fortune ones. No, I took all of these because I did not want to have a bunch of extra ores lagging out my game. We're gonna run up here. And the way I've been doing it is just poking a hole in the ceiling where I can and putting a torch up in there. I'm gonna have to figure out a nicer looking way of lighting up the roof at some point. We're going to switch that. Put you right there. We'll do that. Yeah, see, here's this potion dying. We'll see just how dark this area is in just a minute. Oh yeah, that is spawn central right here. Oh, that is dangerous. I do have my path that goes all the way back up to this zone. This took me several days of effort to do. The beacon only goes so far, and I had to fight with a bunch of slimes. Without having to fight with the slimes, it should not be nearly as bad. But there are still segments of lava that I'll have to contend with out that direction, so that's going to be interesting and not quite fun. What is the biggest digging project you've ever done in Minecraft? Let me know in the comments down below. I think this will safely be the biggest I have physically dug out by hand by the time I'm finished. Because the one I did in the Awkward Kingdom Season 1 for my Ancient City clear out, I used a modded TNT pack. Yeah, that was a massive lag on a Switch. I would not recommend doing that on a console. Do it on a PC that can handle the lag. To prove that it can, I tested it a little bit on the creative version of the world that I have restarted in the realm for our community. Yeah, it's a lot more stable on a PC than it is on a console. It still does lag a bit, but not nearly as bad. And I can't remember which pack exactly that's from the marketplace. Probably more TNT. That sounds about right. I think that one's actually a free add-on. Could be wrong. Oh, hello, diamonds I don't need. Can I port you over to the AM Community SMP where I actually need a crap ton of you and I can't get them? Alright, so this juncture right here is gonna have a torch. Just going to gradually do a couple at a time, going out in different directions, I guess. So calm, it's eerie. Now, one thing I have learned from having an expanded visible distance, I should say, because I can't think of the actual word, is it's not actually affecting my render? Or is the render distance what I'm able to see? It's not affecting spawns, is what I'm trying to say. Again, sleepy brain, don't hold it against me. Simulation distance, that's the word I'm looking for. That distance is not affected by what I'm able to see. I'm still on Sim 4. Render is up at like 22, so you can see quite a ways. But we're not spawning things out all that far. That would murder my PC on Java. Because things would be spawning and trying to track me down from all that far away. And most likely succeed because Java is just mean that way. It's not a very friendly atmosphere. I don't really have a set, like, grid pattern for all of these torches that I'm putting in the ceiling. I'm just kind of putting them there. Alright, so now we can remove this ugly platform. trying to clean this up, I want to make sure it stays clean. You know what I mean? My pockets are full, but I don't care how much item I waste, because I really don't care for standard deep slate. Even though in this update, they did actually make it so you could stone cut standard deep slate into useful items. I don't really want to. Not everything you can do, you necessarily need to do. I will at some point be doing that, because it's just a useful thing to do. Get some of that stuff used. I'm going to end up using it for building blocks too. So I want to try and make things look natural when I can. Not always, but when I can. So this is where things are going to get a little interesting. Because from above, these might load in and cause spawns, because I think it might be within the sphere. But from below, I should be far enough away that I won't have to worry about things spawning above me unless I get to the top of whatever I'm building up here. Alright, so we're gonna put these permanent ones up there. That's not what I meant to put. Hello, bat. I have some bats floating around the surface because I have the beacons. They have just followed me. Need to be able to see block. Yep. I feel like that's a waste of a torch now. Let's not have that fall on my noggin. That'd be unfortunate. Alright, do that. I don't know why that didn't fall, but I will take it. That one is permanent, because that's going to be in the lighting area. Okay. Pick up some of these otherwise wasted blocks for placing. Oh boy, okay. Have to use ugly scaffolding here. It's the underground, it's meant to be ugly, it's fine. Don't worry, I'll make it pretty at some point. I don't know how I got that, but I'll take it. Okay. Alright. So place you here. We could remove most of this ugly scaffolding. Not gonna worry so much about this bridge, I don't think. Okay. So now we're up here. Gonna try and connect it to that so I can get to it from either side. Okay, so now we have access on this side. Not nearly as safely, but we do. Okay, now we have to pop open the ceiling a little bit, put some light in. Skip this one because that's close by. Probably about here. Should be lit up enough. Oh. Why is there a torch down here? No. Darkness only. Okay. So now you see what I'm working with. This is what I'm going to be doing in between episodes. It's going to be a while before I get this part done. I might do a stream at some point and just kind of finish off this hole so we can get back to doing more content. We will see. Thank you all for joining me for this shenanigan-filled journey. For anyone who stuck around since the beginning of the Craftverse series, I greatly appreciate you. Let me know in the comments if there are any suggestions you have for builds to be added into the surface or down below. Feel free to share any tutorial links you have for things that you think are cool, and if I like it and build it, I will credit the original creator as well as the person who suggested it on the build somewhere. I'm trying to expand our community after all, so the more credits I can give on my builds, the better. This project down here in the depths is one that is meant for me. I will be designing and building my own castle underneath the crusts of the earth, trying to figure out what cool designs I can make with darker blocks. And yeah. I'll keep you posted when I get some ideas for that, but before I can even get those ideas, I have to dig the hole. So it's gonna be a bit. is still the progress I've made so far. I have the wrap that goes around this layer, but I have to hollow this out so I can then lower it completely down. Yeah, it's going to be a bit. But anyway, again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Ta-ta!